From the staggering heights of Everest and K2 to the humble atolls of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, every country has a high point, somewhere that is taller than all other land around it. Nobody has ever stood at the top of every country, but I hope to be the first. Only a few people have ever attempted this challenge before, with the most notable being twins Eric and Matthew Gilbertson, who have climbed 144 of the highest points combined. I have linked their Instagram down below. There are lots of challenging peaks on this list, not only for technical difficulty and the height, like Everest, but also due to politics and remoteness. Bhutan, a small country nestled in the middle of the Himalayan mountains. It seems like it would be a hotspot for mountaineers. However, due to spiritual reasons, there is a ban on all mountaineering within the country. This means Gilbertsons, sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, Bhutan's tallest mountain and the tallest unclimbed peak in the world, is potentially the hardest mountain on the list, both due to the difficulties of a first ascent and out of a want to respect their beliefs. Mostly covered in dense jungle, with the northernmost reaches stretching into the Himalayas, Myanmar is another tough country. Its tallest mountain is not known for certain, but both contender peaks are 4 weeks of hiking from the nearest civilization. Both mountains have only a couple of summit attempts, which pushed even the best mountaineers to their limits, with one attempt even ending in a helicopter crash. There are also several other countries where the high points are almost inaccessible due to government infrastructure or strict regulations, such as Sri Lanka, with their tallest mountain being an ultra-high security zone, thanks to the government communications towers located on its summit. Wars are also another issue, and although they would not directly prevent the highest peaks from being climbed, I would be stupid to attempt to do so, for obvious reasons. They are not the biggest concern though, as this challenge will take many years to complete, by which time war-stricken countries may have become safer. However, it is not all stupidly difficult. Some countries' high points are less than an hour return trip to climb, although climb may not be the right word for the heights of some of them, with some island nations such as the Maldives having a high point of less than 10 metres above sea level. So there is some hope for the completion of this challenge. It will just take someone crazy and determined enough to do so. But one thing is for sure, it would be one hell of an adventure. So, why me? Why do I want to do this? I've always had a fascination for the outdoors and the world, and having pored over maps learning city and country names, I want to put meaning behind them by visiting every country. However, that's been done hundreds of times before, so joined with my love for mountains, I can attempt one of the final uncompleted exploration challenges, climbing the highest mountain in every country. However, I don't currently have any concrete plans for climbing country high points, but there are a couple of opportunities in the near future that could lead to summit attempts. I will most likely start off small, climbing high points within Europe, where the risk is low and most summits can be reached within a day. As the mountains I climb start to get bigger, such as Mont Blanc, I will begin to build up experience and skills that will allow me to stay safe even on the most dangerous peaks. I'm not totally inexperienced though. I've been a scout for 11 years, which has led me on many different adventures. One of these was climbing the tallest mountain in Wales, Irfedor, previously called Snowdon. This was in 2019, and was the first proper mountain that I climbed. As it was part of a scout trip, and I hadn't had my phone for very long, there are no photos of me at the summit, but there are some of our group on the way up. As you can see, we got very lucky with the weather the day we climbed, with beautiful blue skies and views that stretch for miles. I haven't stopped climbing mountains since then, and have now summited a total of 18, including Scarfell Pike, the tallest mountain in England at 978 metres, and Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in all of Great Britain, at 1,345 metres, where the weather was less fortunate for me, with visibility of around 20 metres on the summit. However, just a couple hundred metres down from the summit, the weather was mild and at times even summery, as you can see from these photos of a loch and a waterfall on the way up the mountain. Unfortunately, I cannot count any of these mountains towards my total, as the UK includes many overseas territories with the British Antarctic Territory and South Georgia being home to the tallest mountains in the UK. This is also true for a couple of other European countries, which adds a little more complexity to Europe than it seems. For anyone interested, this is my progress so far, with countries I've climbed the highest mainland point in green, and yellow for countries I've visited. Not much, but it's a start. If I make any plans or go on any more adventures, I will make sure to keep you updated, and hopefully you will be able to watch my journey around the world here on this YouTube channel.